My name's Louise Sutton. I'm the Business Development Coordinator at Avant Skills Academy, and it's National Apprenticeship Week. So we're talking to apprentices and employers about everything apprenticeships, why they love apprenticeships, what they're doing, what's beneficial for them. And today I've got Alisha with me, one of our current apprentices. Hi, Alisha.
Hi, Louise.
So what apprenticeship are you currently undertaking?
I'm currently doing the level 3 business admin course, but I have already completed the level 2.
Fantastic. So you've actually progressed from a level 2 to a level 3.
Yeah.
So you've been learning with us for quite a while now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you start your level 3, Alisha?
I started my level 3 in January 2020.
Yeah.
I think I'm due to finish in April 2021. So this year.
Wow. So yeah, so I'd say you've been with us a good 2.5 years, or maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So obviously we have questions coming in from other people and they want to know what an apprenticeship's like. So I'm just going to ask you some questions, Alisha. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So before an apprenticeship, did you consider any other options? Did you go to college? Did you consider college?
I have already done one apprenticeship in the past, and I have been to a sixth form.
Yeah.
But neither of them really worked out for me. And I wanted to do an admin role, but I felt like I needed an apprenticeship to get the basis of the job rather than go in and try and learn the whole thing from nothing on a full-time job.
Yeah. So you felt as though you needed that support.
Yes.
And that training. Yeah. And it's exactly what an apprenticeship is. And that's what that apprenticeship is for. So has the apprenticeship helped you build your career? Well, obviously, from doing your level 2 to your level 3, it's starting to do that. So tell me a little bit about that.
So I started my level 2 not really knowing where it would go. And at the end of my level 2, my boss said to me, would you like to do your level 3? So I accepted the offer, moved on to level 3. And yeah, now we're talking next steps, where we might go. So it's really good in that sense of thinking about where you might go next.
That's great. Did you think that from doing your level 2 that you would progress with that company, that you'd stay with that company?
I hoped I would, but I didn't really know 100% if I would.
Yeah.
If that option would be there for me. But I'm very happy that that's the way that it's gone.
That's great. So for us, you've tried college as well, and people want to know, is an apprenticeship like college?
Not at all. I think that you get a lot more one-to-one support. You get to know more about your role. You're not thrown in at the deep end. You get the training that you need. And yeah, I think that being sat in a classroom with 20 or 30 other people, you can't get the training that you would get on an apprenticeship.
Yeah, because you're at work, aren't you? You're learning at work.
Hands-on.
It's hands-on. And does that way work for you, Alisha?
Definitely. I'm more of a hands-on person than a sit down, do a test, revise, things like that. That's not my strong suit.
Yeah. So it's about developing yourself through the learning through work, as well as obviously learning that knowledge, isn't it, about the sector that you're in?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about the learning side of it. So obviously you still have training and tutor-led sessions with Avant. So how often is that?
It's every 2 weeks, and then obviously Stacey or anybody else is contactable whenever for support.
Okay. And do you get learning from other people and training from other people? So you've got your tutor at Avant who's doing your knowledge and your skills and that training. What about at work? Is it just your manager who trains you, or do other people support you in that way as well?
In the beginning, my manager trained me, and I also had almost like a leader, so one person that was my go-to.
Yeah.
But as time's gone on, I've sat with everybody, I've learned things from everyone, different roles, seen where I'd like to go with my career, which is a really good thing.
Do you think that's enabled you to build your confidence?
Yes, definitely.
in dealing with obviously other colleagues and different departments.
And knowing people's different ways of working and how to address different people, working with different levels of the business.
Yeah.
That's really beneficial.
That's great. One of the big questions that people are asking regarding apprenticeships is, do you have to wear a uniform?
No.
No,
we don't have to wear a uniform. We wear smart office wear, and we do have dress down Friday, so it's
right.
quite
Okay.
you know, it's not strict as to what you have to wear, just as long as you look presentable, you know, looking nice and smart, that's fine.
And do you feel as though, for you, Alisha, because I know it does for me, does that help you? So it's sort of a dress smart, work smart.
Yes, and it's almost an expression of who you are. You get to, you're not all wearing the same thing day in, day out, looking the same. You all get to wear, you know, what suits you.
That's great. What about a typical day of you being an apprentice? What's a typical day for Alisha as an apprentice?
So I get into work, I do my paperwork. Obviously, because of COVID, I'm working almost a 50-50 role at the minute. So I'm half in the office, half at home.
Okay.
So in the morning, I'll do my paperwork, do the post, send out any samples that I might have, you know, checking bits of paperwork for people. And then in the afternoon, I go home and I do all of my online work, which is raising orders, chasing suppliers, calls, conference calls. Yeah, that's just how my day goes.
That sounds like a really busy day.
Yeah, it is.
Always something to do.
Always.
How has it been through the pandemic for you, Alisha, as an apprentice? Do you feel as though you've still been supported?
Yes, online training's been good. Obviously, I can't sit next to anybody and do training, but you know, doing it online, doing Avant classes online, that's been good. All the resources. And training with people at work, it is more difficult because you can't sit and talk through that with somebody as well as you can over Teams.
Yeah.
I do feel like it still works. It just takes a little bit more going through.
Working differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you've given us a bit of a summary of your day. It sounds like a really busy day, which is absolutely fantastic. You're learning so much through the apprenticeship as well. Did it cost you anything?
No.
No.
I think the company I work for pay an apprenticeship levy.
Yeah. Levy. Yeah.
So that I don't think I have to pay anything.
Yeah.
But they do on my behalf.
Yeah.
Take me there.
Fantastic. So it's not like going to university where you've obviously taken student loans and things like that. And the best thing about it is you get paid.
Yes.
Yeah, you get paid to learn. So again, one of those other questions is, how much do you get paid?
So when I started my apprenticeship, I was on the minimum wage for an apprentice, first year apprentice at the age of 18, I think I was.
Yeah.
And now I'm 21 and I've been in there for 2 years. So I get the minimum wage for my age, which is quite a bit more.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth sticking at if you can to get that extra bit of money. And
obviously to get those qualifications to meet those apprenticeship standards that, you know, you're being trained for, which is absolutely brilliant. Would you recommend an apprenticeship to others?
Definitely. You get a hands-on training that you can't get obviously in a classroom. You get more support. You know, you've got people around you all the time that are there to help you, that can, you know, help you troubleshoot a problem. You get to work with systems that you've never worked with before, but more as a training side of things rather than this is your job, you need to start using this.
Yeah.
You get the full training rather than being thrown in at the deep end.
And like you've said, it's really helped you with your career choices and your progression routes.
You get to see all different avenues of where you can go that you might not begin to think about when you're, you know, sat in a classroom.
Yeah. Was it easy for you to apply for the apprenticeship?
Very, very easy.
Where did you find it?
I think I applied for a job on Indeed,
Mhm.
and Avant was the provider for that course,
Yeah.
for that job, sorry. So, yeah, that's how I applied for it.
Wow. Would you recommend Avant to other people?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Why was that?
I think it's great how you can always get in contact with somebody. You know, I can send an email to my tutor and get quite a quick response.
Yeah.
You know, you've got one file where you've got all your resources, so
Yeah.
you're not having to look around. Yeah, and I think it's in a good place. It's really in the centre of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Brilliant. Okay. So for the last thing about apprenticeships, and obviously what you're doing now, do you feel as though that level 2 prepared you for that level 3 apprenticeship?
Definitely. I think that the level 2 gave me not the beginnings of the knowledge, but it definitely gave me a starting point for
Mhm.
me. Then when I got into my level 3, I already knew part of what I needed to know. So
Yeah.
then I had something to build on and make my assignments more, what's the word?
Work related and
Yeah, work related. They had more structure. It
yeah.
definitely helped with my writing and how I wrote my assignments.
Yeah.
It definitely was positive to do my level 2 before my level 3.
That development, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Alisha,
Thank you.
and progression and success story all the way through. And maybe, who knows, on to the next one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.